Bridge River lagging. I'm going home to the moon. Tell me, Ma, when I go home, the boys won't leave the girls alone. Pull my hair and stole my comb, but that's all right till I go home. She is handsome, she is pretty, she is the belle of Belfast City. She is a curtain, 1, 2, 3, please would you tell me who is she? Albert Mooney says he loves her, all the boys are fighting for her. They knock at the door and they ring at the bell, said, oh my true love, are you well? Out she comes as quiet as snow, rings on her fingers, bells on her toes. Old Johnny Murray says she'll die if she didn't get a Riley, she has taken to the south. Her old Dicey Riley, she will never give it up. Soft each morning while she nips in for another little drop of the heart of the royalist Dicey Riley. She owns a little sweet shop at the corner of the street, and every evening after school I go to wash her feet. She leaves.
I think Davey can explain it better than me.
Hold on, Davey says, hold on.
No, I think it's a great idea about the walking around. See, actually, for the movement, so everyone can actually see our values. Because then everybody can see everybody.
I think it's far better here. So let me see it like this.
Let me see it like that.
Yes, that's
but this time I'm going to use
the cables in there.
This way.
They're all marked white. Where are the cables?
Look, me and my friends here
very far out, and we'll have to squeeze that.
But this time we're going to agree with you.
Sure. Squeeze the way. And we're walking. Walk or anything to the black. I think there is
see here tonight. Well, we're putting a play on here about James Connolly and about the Easter Rebellion, and hopefully everybody here tonight will enjoy themselves. It's a bit of history, you know, and we have tried to portray through drama what happened in this country 75, 76 years ago. We're a group of ex-prisoners who were formed in the H-blocks, and from them we were released, and we put 11 plays on last year throughout Ireland, in Crossmaglen, Dungannon, Pomeroy, Dunville Park last week, 6,000 people. A play about the hunger strikers, and hopefully we're educating people and we're bringing them the suffering in this country.
That's very, very good. Beside Martin here we have Breeds, and Breeds has a special fondness for the young actors of the group, and I'd like her to have a little plug for them and perhaps maybe mention some of their names.
That's right, so our group actually is unique, absolutely completely unique in a sense that we don't only involve ex-POWs, we also involve their wives, their partners and their children. which is very, very unique. There's nowhere we can identify another group like ourselves. We have tried to do it.
There's two of them there. Look, there's one of our main actors.
What are you going to say about this play tonight?
It's going to be great, and everyone's going to have great fun. Everyone's going to have very great fun now, and it's just like the olden days. Everyone's just olden day showing.
He's acted with several. This is his sister, Aislinn.
So what do you think?
I think it's going to be good.
What part are you playing in it?
I'm James Connolly's daughter, Nora.
Which is really, really good.
Is that besides this particular drama, they're part of our drama group, the Phoenix Society, and whilst we are actually, you know, sitting and studying what we're going to do next, the children are involved and their views are all taken into consideration. They're not left out of anything. They're allowed to say what they feel, and many of the time they've put in ideas that we haven't even thought of. So they're brilliant, and they're gaining so much from it, and they're putting a lot into the society themselves, outside us.
Are you aware of how well the play you staged at Dunville Park recently went down? Did you get any feedback on it?
Got a lot of feedback from it, because the simple reason being that there were young people there who involved in it, ages ranging from 8 right through to 20. And we deliberately did that because they've actually been coming to us and saying, can we join your drama society now? The youth are actually coming to us and saying, can we join your drama society? We don't exclude anyone. We don't care what creed, what age, anything else, but we're delighted, absolutely, totally delighted that the young people are actually coming and showing an interest in our group. And it's absolutely brilliant.
And Martin, would you encourage young people to approach us to join?
Oh, very much so. Now, we've several young people acting in our plays. As you see here, these have acted in most of our plays. During the Dunville Park play, several of the hunger strikers' family became very emotional and had to leave the park because it brought it home to them what their loved ones went through. And basically that's what drama's about. It's not to hurt people, it's to actually make them feel and identify with the suffering of their comrades. That's what the drama's about. Now, not all the plays we put on would be... We actually put a play on about the Cumberland Street reunion, an old street in Ardoyne that no longer exists. And we brought all the people together that hadn't seen each other for 30 odd years. And then people then had a brilliant night. And we done a play about the Rapper Up, about the Reagan Bone Man, and about Hughie Henry and our lad had come over. He done a cowboy with toy guns. We brought all these people back in the play. And the emotional scenes that night was unbelievable, wasn't it, Bridge?
I like the
Listen, a great enjoyment through drama. And I feel that the sky's the limit with us here, because see later tonight, this club here will be packed with Ardoyne people. And we put this play on in Dundalk Town Hall on the Easter commemorations in the New Lodge Road, and there wasn't a dry eye. Everybody was crying at the end of it. So that's the effect these plays has, you know.
Joe, may I also grasp the opportunity, not to thank Martin or I or anybody else, but the people who have participated in the society from day one. They've gained absolutely nothing out of it. All they've given is a commitment, and they are fantastic people. Without them, we could not have achieved what we...
How close do you think these drama plays are to the old folklore storytelling type scene? You know, where you're saying, Bridge was saying about how all the actors come in with a heart and a half, expecting no reward, but yet somehow, almost miraculously, every time you put a play on, whatever locality in, the people turn out in massive numbers, you know, almost as if, you know, you were a accredited big stage company. But obviously, there's something deeper than that, perhaps harkening back to the old fireside storytelling scenario.
I think myself that drama was not the end word for working class areas. That was always the upper class, like the Opera House and the Arts Theatre, and people of the money to go to these venues. So we've brought the drama to the Emmons, and they've seen it firsthand, how enjoyable it is and how successful a night can be watching drama. Most of these people have never been in the Opera House or the Arts Theatre, but they'll enjoy themselves here tonight, ordinary working class people.
Well, you need to say on that aspect about the folklore.
I think it does bring back a lot of folklore, because you will observe tonight probably, I mean, the age group who have come to witness the play or watch the play and enjoy the play, and they're sitting there and they're saying, geez, that's what my dad told me all about James Connolly. You know, that's what he told me about James. That's really true. You know, they're sitting there. I mean, when I was younger, my father used to sit and say to me, James Connolly, this and this, and you're saying, that sort of thing. But when you actually read the book and see it on stage and know it's reality, it's all realistic, it's authentic. Everything taken from throughout this play has been researched. All the words are authentic, everything else. And people are going to sit back and say, Jesus, my dad was right. Or my mom was right.
I can assure you these two young ones here, and many other young ones, will not forget tonight. They'll remember this for a long, long time to come. And James Connolly, the Emmons, will be an inspiration.
Well, Martin, I know you used to wishing you all the best, because I know you want to have all the best. Just looking around me here tonight, the hall's filling up already, and it's a long time yet before the play starts. But perhaps at the end of it all, we'll have an wee interview and also have a bit of a speak to the people around and see what they felt of the event. And we'll have the last word to the wee man here on the right.
It was just, there must be there has to be millions coming, because my sister was down there and all, my dad's and all on the play and all, and I hope everyone enjoys themselves.
What about the kids at school? Are they asking for your autograph or anything?
They don't know.
What was your first name? Aisling. See, at school now, are you getting any special attention from the boys since you start being a film actress? Now, let's face it, this is all on film.
No.
No autographs or nothing?
No.
This play will do it. This play will do it.
It's a rough theatre, it's a raw theatre, and it's a vibrant, passionate theatre.
Well, there you have it from Tom McGill, the man who should know. Miss Largy, well, I know you for many years, and I know you've always had a great Irish heart, and I know you've always been a cultured lady, and you love the old ways of Ireland and whatnot. But what do you think of the idea here tonight in the Crumlin Star?
Oh, this is great, for it's bringing the people close together that you wouldn't meet during the week, with people out working now or trying to get a living. Where when I was a child, you went into a neighbour's house and you sat at the fire, and the griddle was on and the kettle was boiling at the side of the hob, and Maggie so-and-so, she told a yarn and somebody else told a yarn, and they got the night in through without TV or radio or anything, and the crack was great, though we were hungry and poor.
Yeah, so you see this is really a modern form of old story.
Of that, only comfort, of comfort.
Are there anything to add to that?
Well, I think it's a good thing. It brings people together, and I think it's going to be very interesting on James Connolly, because I think he was one of the greatest socialists that Ireland ever produced, along with Jim Larkin, of course, who was one of the top. But looking at Connolly's record and all in the British Army, and it was an asset to him in a sense, because when he fought in the Four Courts, it was a real asset to him that he had the experience of fighting in the British Army. But other than that, it's the social side I'm thinking, of the poverty and the hardship of the people in Dublin all the time. And the revolution wasn't just for the freedom, it was for the freedom of the people too, and social justice. And I think that is part, even people made scorn on the movement, what's happening today, it's still a social problem. And our respect to the revolution, which took the 25 years of, let them call it whatever they like, turmoil, whatever, but it has something to do with the whole change in the system of Ireland and bringing back a social way of life, an improvement in people's way of life, both in housing and what have you, education and so forth, because I think we've been kept in ignorance too long.
The whole rebellion, before it even starts, Patrick knows what he's doing. Where is Patrick? Patrick, short I am, sure.
We're going to have to do something about Conley. I don't like it. He's a loose cannon. He's running about. He's going mad. He doesn't know what he's doing.
I agree with you. Look, this reason has been set up. Conley is a loose cannon. He's going to put adverts in the papers, everything. And Paddy is going to sort this out today.
Look at the plans. The plans are perfect. All we need is some head. He's beating up here and destroying the whole lot.
Look, the British don't even know about it.
Of course they don't, but they soon will know when Conley comes out.
Won't they? Let's leave it to bloody Patrick, will you? Please.
Right, we'll leave it for Patrick. But I'm not happy, and I have to tell Patrick I'm not happy about this. There's too many years working in this. Too many men on standby.
Look, you see, St. Stephen's Green.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's let Conley do that.
I don't know. I'm not sure about it. Not sure at all.
Look, Patrick knows what he's doing.
Oh, I have total faith in Patrick. That's why he's in the position he's in. But Conley's a different story. You don't know what he's going to do next.
Look,
he's a hot head.
We've had 2 meetings. Is that right?
There's at least 2.
Well, let's agree this is the 3rd and the last meeting.
Most definitely.
Concerning Conley.
Final meeting.
Okay.
I'm fine with that. Right, where's Patrick?
Patrick will be here. He said he'd be here and he will be here.
Hope he's not packed up.
Patrick.
Yeah.
Patrick.
Right, Sean.
Patrick, what are we doing about Conley?
We're going to have a meeting tonight. I've called this council together tonight. We're going to have this meeting once and for all to decide the fate of Conley.
Look, Patrick. See all these plans? Are we bringing Conley in on the right?
We are.
I don't know. I don't think.
I'm sorry to say, but we are.
Where is he?
We have him in the back room under arrest.
Who has him back? Right, well, he's held a good man. At least he never wrong shooting his mouth off. So,
are you happy with that?
I am. I'm quite happy. Please be seated. Start this thing. Military Council is called to order. Officers in attendance, volunteers, Sean McDermott, Eamon Kant, and myself, Horace Pearce. So what are we going to do about Conley and his damn citizens' army?
I don't know. So what does he hope to achieve with puny little force like his? He's a couple of 100 men.
Patrick, I was thinking about St. Stephen's Green. We need extra men to hold that area.
I'm taking from outside Dublin. I don't need Conley. He's too much of a hothead. He couldn't hold his breath underwater. He'd say something. There's informers everywhere. The Brits will shut it down before we even start. He's a hothead.
We don't bring him in, I think, and I'm sure this is probably Patrick's feeling too. He's going to do something stupid on us.
He's already talking about doing that.
But that is why we are going to have to get him in with us.
Well, it seems like we've no choice. We're going to have to bring him in, but I would like a pleasure. My objection to it.
But can we afford not to tell him? He's got guts, a sound knowledge of guerrilla warfare, and I would rather him here. Keep an eye on him. That's why we arrested him tonight.
Well, we'll bring him in. We'll bring him in.
We don't need loose cannon running around Dublin.
Well, it's the lesser of two evils. The lesser of two evils. Clark.
Excuse me, Thomas.
Tom.
Mr. Conley.
Nice to meet you.
In the other room. I bring him in, he's getting very restless. Tom, what's your feelings about Conley? He has to be with us. He's a man, and more importantly, he has the munitions. But he has the tactics. And we have a big spot there on Stephen's Green. That's what I said.
Well, bring him in.
Are we all agreed that we should involve? Patrick, can I call a vote? Does everyone agree?
I agree that we hold him in, Sean.
I go with you.
Me too. Me too.
Tom, would you mind bringing James in?
Certainly.
I hope we're right about this project. I hope that God we're right about bringing this man on board.
the family office money.
So do I.
What's at stake, Patrick? The British could surround us whole array of days and rail us.
James.
No answers from me here, gentlemen.
Please.
Why am I here? That's what I want to know.
James, please, for one moment. Our aims are the same. We're both looking for the same thing. Now, if you just bear with us and listen to us.
I was brought here by an armed guard, humiliated in front of my men. See, as far as I'm concerned, you've disgraced me in front of my citizens' army.
James, please. You see this? Look, guns on the table. There's no animosity between any of us tonight.
And I'm going to back.
James,
Please.
James, there's going to be a rising.
Who do you think you're talking to? I've heard this this last 3 years. There's going to be a rising. I could read a poem about it. There's our Molly McGuire or Molly Malone. Put your money where the mouth is.
James, please, take a seat. Take a seat, just for a moment, and hear us out. Hear us out.
Please, James.
Hear us out. I have a plan here. We've got strategically placed men everywhere. St. Stephen's Green, we would like you to look after.
When do you plan to do this so-called rising?
Soon, St. George's Day.
I have 700 men in my citizens' army, waiting, ready to move.
James, we have men in Dublin. Daly is coming from the south. He's going to be taking and protecting Dublin.
When do you plan this rising?
Soon. St. George's Day. 23rd of April.
Easter Sunday?
Jim,
Catholic.
with men
Just what
arriving
the
in the
news
east.
I've been waiting for, gentlemen.
With men arriving on the east. You've heard of Casement? He's arriving on a German submarine in Kerry.
Right.
He's on his way with arms and munitions.
The rising stands planned for.
But are you prepared to carry it through?
The Irish Republican Brotherhood will carry it through. And with your assistance,
No hot measures.
none.
Right.
This is it.
I'm with you all the way. And I put my men at your disposal.
Well,
James,
plans here.
got my weapon on that.
I put my weapon with this.
GPO will be the headquarters. We'd like you to assist us and take over the GPO.
But what about Stephen's Green? Stephen's Green, we would like Citizens Army.
Right.
Come there.
The Shelbourne Hotel, Jim. A lot of high-rise buildings around here. Very important to the British.
Well, listen, I've only heard this within this last
They won't shell their own buildings, Jim. As a socialist in a republic,
British
you know
will
that.
sell their grandmother if they get away with it.
Look, Bowman's Mill is going to be held by De Valera.
Right.
The castle has to be taken first.
Who's taking the castle?
We will take the castle. We would like a few of your volunteers to come with us to take the castle first.
So the GPO will be the headquarters.
GPO is going to be the provisional government headquarters.
As it stands now, we have 3,000 men here, 13,000 outside Dublin. I take control of North Dublin Union and the breweries. You will be left with the GPO in thereabouts.
Right, Patrick.
We have men all over the place. We've got men in safe houses.
Well.
Everything's ready. All they're waiting for.
Right, there's no good wasting time then, get on with it.
Yes, well,
England's weakness is our advantage.
Right.
So I
Are we
take
committed,
control
men?
of that then.
A minute. Comrades,
welcome aboard.
I'm with you all the way.
Right.
Right. So if your men come this way first, we'll take it on a loose patrol.
Gather to commemorate the most significant event in our historical the rekindling of the flames of resistance by the heroic patriots of 1916. Their sacrifice, courage, and example has provided the following generations with a shining beacon, clearly showing the way forward, the road of struggle. The shackles of British bondage were cast aside, and the risen people marched out to challenge the might of the empire. The Republic was declared confidently and defiantly. The men and women of 1916 began the process to victory. There is unfinished business to attend to, and it lays with the Republican fighters of today to ensure the final victory. We can achieve that goal, provided we have the tools to do so, and the will to employ them. There is no reason why there should not be an abundance of both. As Republicans, Easter has a special significance for us. We are the casualties of the past 25 years of warfare, and as such have earned a special place in the hearts of our people. There is no doubting the admiration and high esteem in which we are held. This is not only born out of the fact that we were the frontline troops against the enemy on the streets and in the country lanes, but due very much to the courage and sacrifice displayed throughout the heroic jail struggle and hunger strikes. So on this day, we are one with our people and stand proudly to honour Ireland's noble daughters and sons who have given their lives on the road to victory. Struggle. Incarceration does not mean the end of the road for us. In fact, it should signify a new beginning, a fresh challenge, an opportunity to contribute to the struggle in ways many of us didn't realise we could. What does 1916 mean to us individually? What do we understand the struggle to be? How would we define our contribution? How do we accept and fulfill our responsibilities? We all must carefully analyse our own position and then diligently apply ourselves to the necessary tasks. There are roles to be played, actions to be carried out. Developments must take place if we are to ensure that final victory is brought closer.
My journal in Dublin in 1916. My father, Aloysius, Capuchin monk in Matthews, Dublin. Easter Monday, April 24th, 1916. I said Mass in Gloucester Street Convent at 8:30 a.m. On the way to the convent, I noticed some Fianna Scouts on bicycles. Passing up Gloucester Street near the convent, Padraig Pearse and another volunteer, I've since been told he was William Pearse, rode past me on bicycles. Pearse did not see me, and yet I know the man for years. He wore a loose overcoat or mackintosh which covered baggage or provisions. He and his companion had come into Gloucester Street from Rutland Square. Midday, Easter Monday, April 24th, 1916. We were at dinner when we heard the first rifle fire, and soon word came that Mrs. Foster's little boy had been shot. The firing seems to be intensifying. Shortly afterwards, a man would